Hey, this is Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus Smackdown. This was from August 6th, 2021. I had friends who were at the show live. And I guess the dark match before was Keith Lee against Austin Theory, and Keith Lee destroyed him. And then after the show is when John Cena finally came out. Interesting that they're trying to use John Cena as a way to try to goose those ticket sales. Not a shock, not a surprise, but we'll talk about the seating thing maybe on full disclosure. Let's just jump into it. We got Michael Cole, Pat McAfee. It's from Tampa, Florida, the Amelie, not the movie that many a girlfriend has tried to force me to watch, arena in Tampa. Sasha Banks comes out right away. Everybody go crazy, pyro. The announcers talk about how she returned and turned on SmackDown Women's Champion Bianca Belair. Banks is back. It's boss time. All that kind of good stuff. She's been watching Belair make mistakes. Belair was not grateful for Banks basically giving her that match at WrestleMania. Here comes Belair, of course. Belair taunts her, are you going to take another 4 months off? They basically go back and forth, etc., etc. Belair is going to see Banks at SummerSlam, and she's going to face Vega tonight. No word on if Vega is going to climb the fence with the mask and the claws. Yay, Street Fighter. We see Rey Mysterio's win over Jimmy Uso last week. Rey's backstage with Dominic Mysterio as Dominic prepares to face Jey Uso tonight. We get Jey Uso against Dominic Mysterio, and the match is right. He hits a super kick, top rope splash, Jey Uso wins. And Rey checks on a frustrated Dominic. We see how Seth Rollins destroyed Edge last week. Edge is walking backstage now. Megan Morant stops him. Edge talks about Rollins and calls him a rotten, selfish bastard. And he says when Rollins arrives tonight, he's going to show him what a rotten, selfish bastard he can be as well. Championship contenders match. Intercontinental Champ Apollo Crews against King Shinsuke Nakamura. Another pretty good match. At the end of the day, Shinsuke wins by disqualification as Aziz pulls Nakamura out of the ring. Nakamura fights off Crews in the ring, sends him into Aziz, knocking him off the apron. Boogs plays his guitar at ringside as Nakamura joins him and the music starts back up. Okay. Kayla Braxton is waiting backstage, waiting outside Roman Reigns' locker room. We see the contract signing where John Cena stepped in and signed the contract after Baron Corbin stopped Finn Balor from signing it. The tribal chief, according to Heyman, has nothing to say about Cena or to Kayla. Heyman says he's not in the mood. He turns around and runs into Big E, who is smiling and holding up his Money in the Bank briefcase. Heyman looks a little bit alarmed. Big E just laughs. All right. We get Zelina Vega and versus Bianca Belair will be a championship contenders match, not a title match. Yeah, I figured. Zelina hasn't really won, right? Women's tag champ Tamina Snuka against Tegan Nox. Shotzi fires one of the projectiles into the ring, and Nox capitalizes by rolling Tamina up as Tamina was going for the Samoan drop. Tamina succeeds, and Tegan and Shotzi celebrate. Oh boy. Adam Pearce and Sonya Deville are backstage with Zelina Vega. This is not a great show. At least everything makes sort of a linear sense, though, because it is SmackDown after all, but it's not a great show. Vega wants to know when she gets her SmackDown Women's title shot. Um, they explain that she doesn't get a title shot. Oh, God. It's just... They tell Vega if she does well tonight, she can challenge the winner of Sasha Banks versus Belair at SummerSlam. Here comes Edge to a big reaction. He says stuff. Seth Rollins says stuff on the screen. It's very good. The two of them are very good on the mic. It goes on for quite some time. Rollins is declared Edge Light by Edge. And then Rollins says an MJF catchphrase. Weird. Kayla Braxton is backstage with Finn Balor. She goes to speak, but Finn Balor interrupts, tells her to stop. He's not in a good mood. He's mad at Baron Corbin. He has a bone to pick with John Cena. Street Profits against Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler. The Street Profits win in a relatively quick match. Bianca Belair and Megan Thee Stallion was at Lollapalooza last weekend. So we get Bianca Belair against Zelina Vega. Zelina gets some offense in, does her thing. Bianca Belair wins. Of course. Hits that kiss of death. So Belair stands tall. Now, did they give Zelina Vega a little more offense so she can claim, well, I did well. You didn't say I had to win. Boy, that is some weak stuff. If that's what they end up doing. Roman Reigns is sitting back in his locker room. He's calm. Payman approaches him, tells him Finn Balor's in action next against Baron Corbin. Reigns says he's interested. Finn Balor against Baron Corbin. Good match. Finn Balor wins. Corbin rolls to the floor. Balor says he wants to face Roman Reigns for the Universal title, and if he has to face John Cena to do it, that's what he's willing to do. Finn says to name the place and the time because music interrupts. Here comes Reigns with Paul Heyman. Balor watches him from the ring. Reigns and Heyman start marching to the ring. When we come back from commercial, fans are booing. Reigns is staring Finn Balor down. Fans are chanting for John Cena. Reigns says Heyman already addressed his position on the contract signing, all that kind of stuff. Balor shoves Reigns out of the ring. Turns around to Balor pointing his finger guns. Fans chant Cena again. Reigns approaches the ring as Balor invites him for a fight. The Usos attack Balor from behind. They double team him. Reigns watches from the apron. They do an assisted Samoan drop to Balor. Reigns drops down off the apron. He's seen enough. He marches up the ramp as the Usos continue the double team. Balor dodges the splash and pulls one Uso into the other. Balor fights the brothers off as Reigns and Heyman watch from the entrance. Balor clears the ring, nails a big dive onto the Usos. He points his guns at Reigns. He takes off his coat and rushes the ring. Balor does a sling blade. He waits for Reigns to get back up, but the Usos attack again. Then Reigns with a Superman punch to Balor. Big Uso splash. Now they're really laying into him. Reigns puts that guillotine on. Reigns tosses Balor to the mat. Raises his title in the air like he just don't care. And then shenanigans happened after they went off the air, but this is about Smackdown. So there it is. This is Stephen Platt.